We started last February, had a meeting, very few people showed up, not too many people were stoked on the idea of forming a co-op. What they were excited about was having a permanent market to increase distribution in San Diego. So, San Diego growers, eventually we retooled what we were going to do. We went from co-op to let's have a permanent market. San Diego doesn't have a central distribution point. What we do have are a lot of local distributors, but many of them go up to Los Angeles, as do many San Diego farmers, where they exchange, and then they both turn around and come back. That is not efficient nor effective. What we want to do is have something, a place where these transactions can occur, keep it local, meet the local need first. So what we've come up with, or what we have right now, are a group of small and mid-scale producers who are working collaboratively to establish a new market distribution system. It's going to benefit not only consumers but also growers, and there's very few distribution systems that are set up to benefit the growers. So that's what we're trying to do. We're in talking to the USDA, in rural development. They've been very adamant about the fact that this needs to be grower-led. So this is what we have. The growers wanted a market location, and that's what we're working on. And Lucila is one of the representative farms on that. We have right now about 15 participating farms, and we definitely want to increase that. I don't know if you know that San Diego has the most number of farms of any county in the country, over 6,600 farms. Most of them are very small, less than 9 acres, about 69% are less than 9 acres. So we have a lot of ag, but a lot of it's small, and with that there's distribution barriers. Being a small farm, it's very difficult for each producer to have their whole distribution system, to be able to do aggregation and distribution themselves. So what we want to do is share costs, share resources, and this is how we're approaching it. Because what we've found is getting that product to schools and other institutions, they can't really handle it. There's no infrastructure in school kitchens. There are no school kitchens really anymore. San Diego Unified has 220 schools and a total of 300 institutions, and there's 19 central kitchens to get food to them. So one kitchen is feeding 15 to 20 schools each. So what we're looking at doing is getting product to them that's much easier to receive on both ends. So we're also talking about light processing. So there's a lot of things that we're addressing through this. So the aggregation, light processing, and working with established distributors. A lot of schools have contracts up to 3 years with distribution firms, and if we can use those firms or go around them to get the product to schools, we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We want to work with what works, but we also want it to benefit the growers. So a regional food hub is what we're establishing. So what is that? So it's a way to aggregate and distribute product. It's an actual facility. The coordination of growers is really important. Being able to look at the microclimates that we have. Susie's was able to, when did you plant your tomatoes?
March 17th.
March
And we'll have our first ones probably in 2 weeks.
We planted our tomatoes, and we're in North County. Susie's is in the Tijuana River Valley, so it's south of the city. We're in North County, Palma Valley. We're cold. We're in a valley. It's really cold. There's snow on the mountains this morning when I left, above us. We planted our tomatoes last week because the typical frost-free date is April 15th, and we got down to 33 degrees on Friday night. And like, if frost kills tomatoes, so it was kind of scary. So there's a huge difference in microclimates and seasonality just within San Diego County. So we all are going through the same market system, but trying to cooperate, trying to extend our seasonal availability window within this group, and by doing that we're also able to take the extreme volatility of the market and kind of settle it down. It's kind of a big picture idea, and hopefully we can do it, but the way we're addressing it is through coordination of planting schedules. So knowing that Susie's is going to have tomatoes by the end of April or early May, and knowing that Tierra Miguel is probably going to have them, I don't know, when do you, we'll have ours until the first frost, which is October, November. How long will you have yours?
We didn't have any frost this year, so we really could have had tomatoes all year long. And we have greenhouses also, and so we had greenhouse tomatoes, actually most of the winter we did, so.
Yeah, and that's great information to know that Tierra Miguel cannot really play ball in tomatoes with most other growers in the county. And that's why we're not trying to grow massive amounts to get them into certain retailers, because that's not what we do best. What we do quite well are strawberries, which if you haven't had them, they're being passed around. So being able to grow crops that your farm is really good at producing is really important. So that piece of coordination is extremely important to benefit everyone. We also feel the need to have a greater community outreach piece. That there's so many people that are not getting good food because of price points or access issues, and having WIC or EBT supported offices at this facility is something that we're striving for as well. And then a network. So we are not isolated at all. I mean, our product usually goes to LA, San Diego as a whole. Frequently goes to LA before meeting our local need. We need to consume, yes?
Is there a regional food hub in LA?
I'm going to get to that. So the network of hubs, it's very important. We are not isolated. Being able to work with other regions that are doing similar work is extremely important for us. And these hubs are all led by grower groups or grower advocate groups. So these are not solely a marketing opportunity for certain just wholesale distributors. So this is for the growers. So why would we want to do that? Because there's certain products, there's, like I mentioned, seasonal availability. The strawberry season is just going up the coast now, and they're going to be harvesting a lot on the central coast by the time Southern California is finishing up. So being able to move product to fit local needs. When we have a surplus in San Diego of a certain product, but it's not in Los Angeles, then we can move it there, and that way we can still receive a return on something that we've produced because we're working with another group. So these are 5 groups that are working on similar projects. The Old Grove Oranges and Ojai Pixie growers are pretty specialized in what they produce, citrus mostly. But these are groups that have been doing these things for almost 20 years, aggregating product and distributing it locally. Old Grove Oranges sources product to Riverside Unified School District. They're someone to really look up to in this, and being able to work with them to get more product into LA, because LA consumes way more than it's ever going to produce. 13 million people in the LA metro area. We have a little over 3 in all of San Diego County. And like I mentioned, 6,600 farms. We produce way more food than we can consume. So being able to move it to populations that need it is important. And also linking up with these other areas. We are all part of LA's food shed much more than they are part of ours. We feed into that much more than they feed into us. So being able to benefit each other is really important. So what's the point of networking? To organize schedules, capitalizing on exchange between hubs. I think it's a great opportunity to learn from one another we're able to share assets and resources